are talking about transport and traveling. I invite you to today's class and hope that today's class is going to be interesting. So please join our discussion. Let us wait for the students. Hi, hello Yuri, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Good, great. What have you been doing today? Were you busy?
I'm making pancakes and I'm making shelf in the kitchen.
I understand. So you have been cooking today, am I right?
Yes, and I'm making shelf in the kitchen.
What did you do in the kitchen? What else did you do?
Making shelf.
Making
Полку
shelves. Shelves?
ремонтировал.
Shelves? Yes, that's really great. Okay. That's nice. Sergey, hello, how are you?
Hello, thank you. I'm fine. What about you?
Fine, I'm great. What about the weather? Was it sunny today or not so? Was it frozen?
Yes, it was sunny but
Frozen.
cloudy.
Cloudy, a
Yes.
little cloudy. Yes.
In the morning it is cloudy and in the afternoon it's sunny in Izmir.
Do you live in Russia? In Russia, yes.
In Izmir, Ukraine.
Ukraine. Okay. Which city?
Izmail.
Odessa.
Near Odessa region.
Near Odessa.
Yeah, from me because I live in Nikolaev. Yes. Okay, thank you.
That's really fine. So today we are going to talk about traveling and transportation. Do you like this topic, Sergey?
Yes.
Yes, I like to travel, but it needs money for it, yes, and but in the future, my dream is to visit
Will come true.
the United Kingdom.
To visit the United Kingdom. Yes, a good dream. Very nice one. Yes, I hope that your dream will come true one day. Good idea. Yuri, do you have a car?
No.
Do you have a driving license? Can you drive?
No.
Would you like to learn how to do it?
Maybe if I have a car in the future, maybe I went.
I'll go and learn how to do it at the courses. Yes, good idea. Sergey, what about you? Would you like to have a driving license?
Yes, I would like, but maybe in the future.
In future. So what's your favorite means of transport? Sergey?
I think it's a car.
Car. It's a car. Most comfortable one for you, isn't it? What about you, Yuri? What would you like to use as a means of transport?
Car maybe and bicycle.
Car and bicycle. Do you ride a bicycle?
Yes, I'll take brother's bicycle and go.
That's really nice. And what about you, Sergey? Do you ride a bicycle? Do you know how to do it?
No, I don't know. I don't have it.
And can you ride it?
No.
No, unfortunately, no. Maybe in future you'll try to learn how to do it. Well, Svetlana, hello. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How was your day today? What have you been doing? What's new?
Hard day. I'm a bit sleepy. I woke up early and it wasn't enough for me.
I understand. Maybe because of the weather.
Maybe, yeah. There is no sun, so.
So the weather is not so favoring your mood, I guess. So I hope that tomorrow the weather will change and your mood will be better. Why not? I hope so. Okay, we've got two more students and Michael is here. Hello, Michael. Do you hear us?
Yes, I hear you.
Hello. How are you? How was your day?
Everything is good.
Okay, fine. And Tiro, am I right?
Juro, yes.
Jiro. I'm sorry, excuse me, how was your day?
My day is like usual.
The usual one? Nothing
Usual one.
special?
Nothing special.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what's new in your life? Andrei, nice to meet you. How do you do?
Nice to meet you too. I'm pretty well, thank you.
That's great. That's great. Where are you from?
From Kiev, Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Today we are talking about transport, means of transport and traveling. Do you like to travel?
Yes, I love travel very much.
Have you been abroad?
Yes, a few times. I visited such countries as Italy, Poland,
Spain.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Spain, and Moldova, if you count it as abroad.
Yes, why not?
Okay.
So I see that you visited many countries and you're a very experienced traveler, I guess. So you'll have lots of facts to share with us today, I hope. So yes, okay. And Jiro, what about you? Have you been traveling a lot in your life?
Not really.
Not really.
But I'm planning to go in Canada and in December.
Planning to go to Canada?
Yes, and I will travel with plane.
By plane.
Yes, I go by plane.
Yes. So what's your favorite means of transport? Is it a plane?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so
I everywhere go by foot.
okay. I understand. So now I'm going to give you a handout connected with our today's topic. Please open it. Tell me if you can open it. Click on the link.
Open.
Okay, you're great. And the first question to you, what is public and private transport? Can you give some examples? For example, public transport. Yuri, can you give an example?
Taxi maybe is public transport.
Taxi, yes. Andrei, what else is the public transport?
Public transport, it could be trolley bus, it could be a subway, it could be airplane also.
Airplane?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Okay, as a joke. Good, I agree. So subway, do you know another synonym for this word?
Metro.
Yes, and one more synonym, do you know?
Underground.
Yes, exactly. This is underground. So subway is American variant and
Underground.
British one. Yes, exactly. I agree with you. So Sergey and Jiro, can you name some more kinds of public transport? Sergey, do you know some? Jiro, can you help us?
Some public transport?
Yes.
I don't know. In some exotic country they have with horse, taxi with horse in Asia countries.
I understand. And what about private transport? Can you name some types of it?
Maybe taxi.
Taxi. What else? Who can help me with the private transport?
Personal car.
Personal car, yes, good idea. Exactly, you're right.
What about Svetlana?
Svetlana, yes, can you help us? Give some examples of public and private transport.
Private, You can have a private, your personal plane,
Yeah.
for example.
Bicycle.
Maybe
Bicycle. Good idea. Yes. Bicycle.
maybe
What else?
ride show. Ride show.
Okay. What else?
Rickshaw. Ride show.
Yes, I agree with you completely. And now let's check our vocabulary. Which means of transport is it connected with? Transport from door to door. Do you think that it is public or private transport? Yuri?
It's private.
Private. Andrei, expensive. What kind of transport is it? Public or private?
Private.
Private. Okay. Get price reductions. Svetlana, what about you? What kind of transport do you refer this word combination to? Get good price reductions.
Unfortunately, I don't know what does it mean, reduction.
Reduction, yes. Who can help me with the definition of it? Reduction. Andrei, Yuri, do you know the definition of it?
Lower price.
Lowering of the price. Yes. Cutting the prices down, making it lower and not so very expensive. This is getting prices reductions. So, what kind of transport does this word combination refer to? Public or private? Svetlana?
Public.
Public transport. Yes, I agree. Run only at certain time. Sergey, what kind of transport is it?
I think it's public.
Public. Okay, yes. Svetlana, would you read the next one? Word combination?
Traveling. I'm sorry. Produce exhaust.
Yes.
Fumes.
Is it public or private transport?
We need to understand what is it in general.
Yes. So making harm to our environment, polluting our environment, harming our environment, causing damage to our environment, right?
To nature.
To nature, yes. So what type of transport is it? Public or private?
It can be. You mean harmful for the nature?
Yes.
Both of them.
Both. Oh, why not? Yes. Traveling with friends.
Both of them.
Both of them. Okay. The next one. Sergey, you're welcome.
Long distance.
Long distance traveling. Long distance traveling. Private or public?
Private.
Private. Okay. Maybe someone has got another opinion. Long distance traveling. Or
Both.
do you agree with Sergey?
I think both.
Both.
Because if you travel with private car to some abroad, you travel. If you travel with public airplane or something, also you can travel long distance.
Yes, I agree with you completely. Thank you, Jero. Fast transportation. Jero, so what kind of transport is it?
Taxi.
Is it public or private?
Public.
I think it's maybe private.
So, fast transportation, private and public. So, Yuri, prove your point of view. Why do you think so? That fast transportation is private?
Maybe some businessmen have own airplane and they going fast.
Faster than the public transport. So, and in some cases, it can be both public and private.
Private.
Yes. Okay. The next one, Andrei, you're welcome.
Relaxing during the journey.
Relaxing during the journey. Yes. Is it public transport or private one?
Depends. What do you like? As for me, I like travel by car, and if it's possible, if it's inside in Ukraine, usually I prefer a car. so it's a private.
Private means of transport. Yes, I agree. Thank you, Jiro. The next one.
Eating and drinking during the journey. Both.
Both.
Public and yes, because.
Thank you. Yes, I agree with you. Thank you. Svetlana, the next one.
Enough limited space. Of course, private transport but allows you to have more space than
Yes,
public.
what about limited space?
Limited space in public transport.
In public transport, yes, I agree. Thank you. Well done. Michael, the next one.
Okay. Watching the traffic.
Yes, you're right. Watching the traffic.
It's hard to say. What does it mean? When you're watching the traffic or what?
Yes, when you can observe it and watch it and just have a look at it or something.
Maybe it's common for both.
Both, for both. Okay, thank you. The next one, Andrei, responsibility for co-travelers.
Okay, responsibility for co-travels. So if you want to avoid responsibility for co-travels, you shouldn't use a car, because in case if you are a driver, you're taking full responsibility for your passenger.
Yes,
so
right.
I don't know what does it mean, this expression, but I think that in public transport you
are not responsible. You don't have responsibility for co-travelers, and in private transport it is important. Jiro, do you agree?
Who?
Jiro, do you agree?
Yes.
Yes, what about changing means of transport? Does it refer to public or private transport?
Public.
Public transport, okay.
Yes.
Mention all destinations.
It may be both of them.
Both of them. So you can change from car to tram, from tram to a trolley bus, from trolley bus to a train, and so on. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one. Yuri, you're welcome.
Reaching all the destinations. It's
public or private?
Public.
Public, okay. Jiro, do you agree with Yuri?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The next one, get sick or see sick. Svetlana, you're welcome.
Usually, public transport.
We can get sick in public transport. Take a lot of time. Michael?
Okay, get sick. No?
Take a lot of time.
Take
Is
a lot
it
of
public
time.
or private means of transport?
I think it's more.
Does it take a lot of time to take a train or a bus?
I think it's more about public transport.
Public transport, okay. Aya, hello, how are you? Do you hear us? Hello?
No.
Anybody there?
Unfortunately. Now we hear some sounds. Just turn on the microphone.
Yes, I understand. Okay, so what kind of transport is more dangerous, public or private one? Michael?
More dangerous?
Yeah, more dangerous.
I think it's
both of them.
With the both kind of transport, yes.
Yes, I agree. What about comfortable? Svetlana, what means of transport is more comfortable?
Private transport is more comfortable.
Yes, okay. Yuri, the next one?
Buffered car.
Yes. So, is it private or public?
I didn't know what is it, but
Who can help? Andrei, do you know the translation of this word?
No, I have never faced with this word.
Yes, I'm going to give you the definition. This is the part of a train where you can buy something to eat or drink in a train.
it's
Yes.
public.
In this case, why it called buffer car, but not a buffer train?
Yes, in a train. It's a public means of
It's a
transport.
public, yes. It's
I
a
agree.
public.
Okay, thank you. The next one, Jiro.
Yes, environmentally friendly when you ride a bicycle, or just walk for environmentally friendly, I think.
Yes, you're right. Mm-hmm. Good. Getting fit during the journey. Andrei?
Getting fit?
Yes.
Well, I think this expression is more applicable for public transport, because if you using a few buses, or if you use bus and in combination with some other kind of usually should go by your feet, or maybe I understand wrong this expression.
No, you're right. So we combine going in for sport and changing different means of transport. Yeah, right. The next one, Svetlana. Stuck in the traffic jam.
No, actually, maybe in public transport. I don't know. Using private, you can just go another way.
Yes. And come to your destination faster than in the public transport. Okay. Yuri, do you agree with Svetlana?
Yes.
Okay. What about air conditioning, Jiro? Public or private?
Both.
Both?
Both.
Okay.
Yes.
I need a ticket. Michael?
I think it's just for public transport.
For public one. Be delayed, Jiro?
Be delayed. Maybe both. You can delay some journey, or the bus is
Can be delayed.
yes can be
Train,
delayed.
a plane,
Or yes.
Okay. Sergey, the next one. Old and dirty seats. Public or private? Sergey, do you hear us?
No, Sergey is
No
not.
answer. Okay, Yuri, you're welcome.
It's public.
Okay. Offer service during traveling. Andrei?
It's definitely public.
Yes, the next one, Jiro.
Walking in, I don't know, the meaning of.
Aisle, yes. I'm going to give it the definition. The pronunciation is I.
Yes.
Yeah. So is it a public or a private means of transport?
Can be both.
Can be both.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. Restroom on board. Yuri, you're welcome.
It's maybe private.
Private, okay. Andrei, do you agree with Yuri?
Restroom on board, I think it's public.
Public.
It's public, yeah.
Okay, in a plane, for example. Be cancelled. Michael?
Be cancelled. It's for public transport.
What means of transport can be cancelled?
Maybe airplane.
Yes, exactly. You're right. Non-waiting time, Svetlana.
Public transport.
Public transport.
Maybe it's private. True.
Yes, you're right. Buy tickets in advance. Jero?
Definitely public.
Public. Fasten the seat belt. Michael?
Fasten the seatbelt.
Private or public?
It's for both because in the airplane you need not to do this.
To do this. Yes, you're right. Speed limit. Jero?
Speed limit. Both. You must take care about your speed.
And fine for speeding. Yuri?
It's both of them.
Yes, and the last one. Jero?
Yes.
Jet lag?
Jet lag is
When you feel tired because you have just
Okay.
traveled a long distance on an aircraft.
after long flight.
Yes. Public or private?
Both. Can be both. If you go with car a long journey, with
Okay.
private car.
Good, thank you. Let's go on to another. Yes. Can you name some, Jero?
You can go wherever you want. This is one advantage. You can delay the trip. Second, third is you have if you go with bikes.
Cool.
Whatever you want, you may come on time.
Yes, you're right. Svetlana, what are the advantages of using a car as a means of transport?
It's comfortable and it's convenient. You can use it every time you want.
Yes, and you
It's
can stop
faster
whenever you want. Do you hear us?
Hello, I'm fine. I hear you very good.
I know that you're a driver, aren't you?
Yes.
So you are an expert on means of transport, transportation, and traveling, aren't you?
Yes, I like traveling, and
Do you drive a bus or a car?
I drive a car.
Truck.
No, I drive a car.
A car, yes. Okay, okay. Good. So now we are talking about advantages and disadvantages of using a car. So, is the car your favorite means of transport, or do you prefer some others?
I prefer a plane.
A plane, right?
Yes.
So, what are the advantages of going by plane?
Speed. What else?
You see clouds.
Pleasure of flying.
Comfortable.
What is it?
Jero, yes, okay, great. What are the disadvantages of taking a plane?
You need the garage where you place the car.
Who's speaking? Disadvantages. Disadvantages.
Disadvantages?
It's too expensive to travel by plane.
Is it really? Yeah.
But Alexander, you know that in Europe it's very cheap. Only in our country it costs so much money.
I think the disadvantage to having a car is traffic issue, paper issue, tax policy.
Yes.
Alexander,
do you hear me? No?
Yes, but I can't hear very well because... what did you say, Mikhail?
I say that in Europe, airplane tickets cost very cheap. Maybe you can fly from Warsaw to Paris. It costs maybe 10 euros or 20 euros.
I don't know, but when I was in Europe, my relatives sent me to nearby country by train. Maybe it was cheaper.
The train is.
I think in Europe train are more expensive than a plane.
In my country, the plane is very expensive in Serbia.
But maybe if we talk about the countries like Germany, France, and Spain, and Poland.
Austria.
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 Yes. Okay. So in fact, there are lots of advantages of having different means of transport. So there are lots of them, and I hope that you like flying and changing, using different means of transport. So, Jiro, what's your favorite means of transport?
My favorite car or truck.
Car or truck. Okay, Svetlana, what do you prefer?
When I go to very long distance, I go with my brother with truck.
Okay, good. Thank you. Svetlana, do you hear us?
Yeah, here.
Yes, okay. What's your favorite means of transport? What do you like to use?
Okay, I like cars, but also I like trains. I think it's romantic a bit.
Yes, I understand.
When trains have high speed.
Yes, what about you, Yuri? What's your favorite means of transport?
I never going by plane is my dream. I think plane will be
Your favorite
car and train.
Car and the train. Good of you. Thank you.
And especially I prefer go on foot. Bicycle and go on foot now.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Alexander, what about you? What do you prefer?
What question could you repeat?
What's your favorite means of transport? A car?
But I recently said that it was plane.
A plane. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Michael? What means of transport would you prefer if you had to travel?
I'm sorry, I don't hear the question.
Okay. What's your favorite means of transport? What would you prefer to use if you had to travel?
I prefer to use train or plane.
GPS.
But for me, it's train. It's more how to say it, more
cheaper.
It's cheaper, more comfortable.
Yes, not useful, something like удобно, как сказать?
Comfortable.
Comfortable, yes, because you can sleep all night, and in the morning you are in the next city, and when you travel by plane, you need to go to airport and fly, and maybe you spend half of a day to this process.
And it is tiring for you.
Yes.
I understand. Yes. Okay. So another question is, do you know what does it mean, dog tourism, Jiro?
What?
Dog tourism, such a term.
I don't know.
Do you know the meaning? Michael, Yuri, do you know? Can you help?
Maybe Anna knows. She knows a lot of interesting words.
Okay. Hello, Anna. How are you?
What are we talking about?
Today we are talking about transportation, means of transport, traveling, going by different means of transport, using it. So,
Okay, and what is the question?
What is the
dog tourism?
Dog tourism.
Do you know what does it mean? So what does it mean?
I cannot hear you loud.
You can't hear me?
Repeat it loudly. Dark tourism or what?
Yes, you're right. So in the chat box, it is in the chat box, please.
Dark tourism.
Can you explain it?
I can guess.
Yes, sure, you can guess.
It's about when you travel very free, without booking any hotels, maybe just going, living on the streets for free.
Good idea. Why not? And maybe there are some more ideas about this term. Maybe Yuri, Svetlana, and Jiro have got other.
Maybe dark tourism is tourism consists with when you're visiting historical places.
Yes, exactly. But what type of historical places are they? Do you know?
Maybe museums.
Museums, yes. But what type of museums? Not exactly the museums, but well, there could be some. Do you know? Svetlana, can you guess?
Answer about what?
About dark tourism. Do you know this term?
When a lot of people are dying.
Yeah.
No, I had another version, but now I'm reading the explanation of one
it.
of our students.
Yes, for example, after Chernobyl atomic station was ruined, the city of Chernobyl was devastated, and lots of people went away from this zone, and this city remained. And nowadays, people around the world gather together to visit this place, and this kind of tourism is called dark tourism. So, such places as Chernobyl and others, where the people go and experience different emotions there, is called dark tourism. So, Jero, do you like this idea? Would you like to travel there?
No, I like nature and landscapes. I don't like.
Okay.
This
What about
stuff.
you, Yuri? Do you like this idea?
No.
Okay. Alexander?
I don't like this idea.
Anna?
This sounds very interesting.
At least one person supported me. Thank you for your support.
I do not like beach tourism. It's very boring for me.
I understand. Yes, so now I'm going to give you a handout. So please click on the link and we'll try to open it. It's a tape, and we will listen to the point of view of people who are talking about it.
Okay.
learningenglish.com. Welcome to 6 Minute English. I'm Rob.
And I'm Neil. Hello.
Today we're talking about an unusual type of tourism. Now, tourism is the business of providing services such as transport or places to stay or entertainment for people who are on holiday.
But instead of providing sunny holidays in a nice hotel by the sea, this is where tourists travel to sites of death, brutality and terror. It's being called dark tourism. Now, Rob, have you ever been to any dark tourist destination or place?
Yes, I visited Auschwitz in Poland, a fascinating trip, but an obviously depressing place. And next month I'm planning to go to visit Chernobyl, the site of a catastrophic nuclear accident back in 1986.
So these are not your typical sightseeing trips, but a visit to places that make you curious because of their significance, their importance in history.
Exactly. We'll talk more about this soon, but not before I set you today's question. Now, Robben Island in South Africa is one dark tourism destination. It's where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 18 years. But do you know in which year it finally closed as a prison? Was it in A, 1991, B, 1996, or C, 1999?
I don't know, but I am going to guess A, 1991, because I think he was released in 89, and surely they would have shut it down pretty quickly after that.
Well, I like your thinking. I'll reveal the answer later on. So let's talk more about dark tourism. The word dark is used here because it relates to places that are connected with bad or sinister things, or things that could be considered morally wrong.
It's strange to want to visit places like these. There is what we call a morbid fascination. That's showing an interest in things connected with death and destruction. And these kinds of trips are on the increase.
Yes, there are organised tours to places like Ground Zero in New York, the killing fields in Cambodia, and the nuclear power station in Chernobyl.
And there are the battlefields of World War I and II, and the top security prison of Alcatraz.
There are also plans to turn the disaster site of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in Japan into a tourist destination once the radiation is reduced.
But why do people want to visit these macabre sites? Well, I mentioned curiosity and a chance to learn about history. Sometimes people just feel compelled to visit them.
But what about the ethics of dark tourism? Is it wrong to make this trip? Are we not just exploiting or making money or cashing in on someone's suffering?
Dr. Philip Stone is an expert in the subject. He's director of the Institute for Dark Tourism Research. He says this type of tourism isn't new. People have been visiting these types of places for years. He says it's always been there.
It's not new in the sense that we are fascinated by other death and the people's suffering, but it's how it's packaged up by the tourist industry.
So he says dark tourism isn't new. In fact, a medieval execution was an early form of dark tourism. Maybe it's just human nature that draws us to these places. Dr. Stone says it's all about how these dark trips are packaged. So it depends how they're sold and how tasteful they are. Are they sensitive to the horrors of what has taken place?
Yes, being able to walk around a historic site or visit a museum is one thing, but how about staying in a former prison in Latvia and paying to be treated like a prisoner? Or how about crawling around Vietnamese war tunnels whilst people fire guns outside?
Maybe that's taking the experience too far. Dr. Stone says there's a blurred line between memorialization and tourism. He means it's hard to separate going to remember an event and the people who've died with visiting somewhere as part of a holiday.
Another issue when visiting these places is how you remember your visit. You must be respectful. Perhaps taking photos, yes, but should you take a selfie? And should you buy a souvenir or send a postcard home?
Yes, well, you certainly wouldn't write on your postcard, "Wish you were here." Anyway, let's now reveal the answer to the question I set you earlier.
Yes, this was about the former prison on Robben Island, which is now a popular destination for dark tourism.
I asked you when it finally closed as a prison. Was it in A, 1991, B, 1996, or C, 1999?
And I said A, 1991.
And you were wrong, actually. It was in 1996. About 350,000 people now visit the site every year, which shows how much interest there is in a place that you would have once never wanted to go near. Is it somewhere you would like to visit, Neil?
I'm not so sure about dark tourism, to be honest.
Okay, well, could you instead remind us of the vocabulary that we've heard today?
Yes, we heard tourism, depressing, catastrophic, curious, morally wrong, morbid fascination, macabre, compelled, ethics, exploiting, human nature, tasteful, memorialization, respectful.
Thanks, Neil. Well, we hope you've enjoyed today's programme. Please join us again soon for 6 Minutes English from BBC Learning English. Bye.
Bye.
That was 6 minutes.
Thank you for listening.
Yes.
And now a question to you. So, why do you think dark tourism is becoming more and more popular nowadays?
Some people interested in the zone of Ground Zero.
Yes, okay, thank you for your answer. And Ala, what's your point of view?
I think it's like horror movies. People likes to watch what they terrified of.
Yes, I agree with you completely. You're right. And what about tourism industry? Are they going to make money on something not so very moral? Do you think that it is ethically correct to use these places for public? Do you think that it is a good idea, Jiro?
I think yes, because a lot of places like this uses like a memorial of such a horror things, like in Oswensem and other fascist
places.
Places, yes. They remind us of horrors of fascism, and it will never be the same again.
Yes, exactly. Jiro, do you agree with Allah?
It's not ethic, but who ask us about the ethic rights? They want to earn some money, and they will get on anyway.
So do you think that it is a pure business, nothing more?
Yes, business. Everything
Only business.
Everything is business.
I understand. Yuri, do you agree with Jiro? Yuri is somewhere out. Svetlana, what's your point of view?
Maybe there are some people who are really interested in it, but mostly I agree that it's just a business.
It's just a business, yes, okay. And Michael, what's your point of view about this aspect? Do you think that it is ethically correct to visit such places and take photos there, send your cards to the relatives out from the places like that? Or it is not so very good idea to do so?
Okay. For whom is this question?
For you.
And which places? I don't understand.
Chernobyl, like Chernobyl, like Auschwitz and
No.
Mandela prison.
I think it's too much.
It is too much. So do you think that it is a business, nothing more?
I don't understand this process in general. I think it's abnormal. If you make a photo in this place, I prefer to don't
Not
do
to do it. Okay. Yes.
Some of my friends were visiting Oswensem. They do not take photos like that. They just remember this visit like a very important thing in their life.
Yes, it was in historical places, and lots of people were suffering there. And to commemorate their lives and their sufferings, we go there and try to understand it and try never repeat it in future. So it was the idea. So did I understand you in the correct way, Alla?
My name is Anna, and yes.
Yes, Anna, excuse me, I'm sorry, Anna, okay. Good. So now let's define our vocabulary from the listening. Here is the link for you. So we've heard lots of unusual and strange words. At the end, at the bottom of the page, you can see the vocabulary. We've got pluses, and when you press the plus, we've got minus, and we've got the definition of the word. Can you find it?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Definitions.
Can you find it?
Yes.
Okay, let's read it. Anna, you're welcome.
Tourism. It's a business of providing services such as transport, places to stay, or entertainment for people who are on holiday.
Yes, but mind the pronunciation. Tourism. Tourism.
Tourism.
Yes, okay, thank you. Next one, Jero, you're welcome.
Okay, depressing. Making you feel unhappy and without hope.
Yes, so do you think that visiting such places as we've heard about is depressing?
Yes, some places are depressing, like Auschwitz.
Yes. Okay, thank you. The next one, Svetlana, you're welcome.
How to say it?
Catastrophic. Catastrophic.
Causing huge destruction or suffering.
Catastrophic, yes. Were there some catastrophic events in your life? Svetlana?
My life?
Yeah?
No, fortunately no.
That's great. The next one. Well, Michael, you're welcome.
Okay. Curious.
Curious. Mind the pronunciation. Curious.
Interested in finding out.
I have the problem with light and.
I understand. It's okay.
And interested in finding out about things.
Curious, yes. So, Michael, are you curious about everything that is going on in the world now? Michael?
It's hard to say. Interested in finding out. What is the finding out?
Getting to know. Curious.
To find some information from the world.
Yes, to be curious.
News or something like that.
And could you repeat the question?
So, are you a curious person? Do you try to be interested in everything that is going on in the world nowadays?
Yes, I think I'm curious.
I'm curious. Okay, thank you. Yuri, you're welcome. The next one.
Morally wrong, against what is generally believed to be the right way of doing something.
So, do you think that dark tourism and people who deal with it as a business are morally wrong in their activity or not?
Maybe they are morally wrong.
Okay. Well, Svetlana, do you agree with Yuri?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Do you think that people who deal with drug business, dark tourism are morally wrong?
Yeah, I suppose so. They are.
Anna, do you agree?
No, I'm not.
I don't.
Here we have tourism visits to the
prison.
Local prison, and often it's a full class. So children goes to the real prison to see how these deal with the problems, and it's like a moral lesson for them. Do not put in this situation. Do not go to the prison in the future.
Yes, I agree with you, sir.
Good, I think.
I agree. Thank you. Next one, Michael. You're welcome.
Okay. Next, it's
morbid fascination.
Morbid fascination. It's an interest in things to do with death and destruction.
So, why do you think people get interested in such morbid things? Why morbid fascination is so popular nowadays?
I don't know. I think it's not so popular. But maybe I'm not. I don't know something about this.
Yes, maybe because people lack some excitement in their lives and they want to experience something new.
Almost every movie and TV series is about death, I think.
Yes, exactly. And it moves people to go somewhere new and to experience something unusual. Maybe it could be the idea why. Jiro, do you agree with me? Or you've got another point of view?
No.
Okay. Next one, Yuri, you're welcome.
Macabre.
Yes.
Unpleasant or shocking because they are related to death.
Yeah, right. Next one, Michael.
Okay, compelled. Yes.
Yes.
Doing something because you feel forced to, or feel it has to be done.
Compelled. Yes, compelled.
Okay. Doing something because you feel forced.
Right. Well, Anna, have you ever been compelled to do something that you didn't like to do, didn't want to do?
Of course. I think every one of us.
For example?
To change diapers.
Yes. I agree with you completely. Okay. Yes. Yuri, have you ever been compelled to do something that you didn't want to? Yuri?
No.
No? Okay. You just...
You're lucky guy.
Yes.
What about you, Jiro? Have you ever been compelled to do something?
Yes, many things. Something to work.
Not so very pleasant. Some work. Yes, some.
Yes.
Good, thank you. Next one, Svetlana. You're welcome.
Ethics.
Yeah.
What is believed to be the right way to behave?
Yes, so ethics. Ethics. Thank you, well done. Next one, Jiro, you're welcome.
Exploiting, here using something for financial gain.
Okay, yes, you're right, thank you. Next, Yuri.
Human nature, the natural ways of behaving that most people share.
So what do you think about human nature? Are people naturally good or evil? What's your point of view?
Naturally good, but when they become older, they are changed.
Yeah, and Jiro, do you agree with Yuri? Are people born good or not so?
It depends on how man. Some are good, some are bad.
So is it in our nature to be bad?
No, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, Svetlana, do you agree with Jiro?
I think maybe we're people, we're humans, and it differs us from other animals. So we can be good, and we have this choice. But maybe by nature we need to think about ourselves.
I think Svetlana not very good voice here.
But we can hear you, it's okay. So maybe next time we'll try to hear better. So, okay, Anna, do you agree with Svetlana?
I didn't hear her very well.
So about human nature is that in general people are born good and kind, and it is more human to be a good person, and it is the feature that differentiates us from animal world, being kind and good and generous and loving, and not vice versa.
That's simple. Not only black and white.
Yep.
It's all colors of gray, blue, and yellow in people. So it depends of human nature. We are born very good by now. So I see my children; they are very good in all their behavior. But growing up it became more difficult to deal with, and
Yes. I agree with you completely. Thank you. Then Alexander, you're welcome. Another word?
Tasteful.
Tasteful.
Showing good judgment about what is suitable.
Suitable, yes. Do you know the translation of this word? Can you define it? Can you explain it? Give a synonym.
Judgment.
Having good taste. Yes, having good taste. Yes.
Having good taste.
In clothes, in food, or something like that. Okay. Next one, Anna, you're welcome.
Okay. Memorialization, the act of honoring someone or an event.
Yes. So actually, when we go to a historical place, we honor the event that took place in history. Another word is respectful. You're welcome.
Respectful feeling of showing admiration for someone.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Do you think that you are a respectful person? Are you a respectful person?
I
Yuri?
think I am a respectful person.
Okay. You try to show respect to your parents and relatives and something like that. Okay. So it is important. So I hope that the vocabulary that we have touched upon today is interesting for you and the topic was interesting for your discussion. It's quite the end of our today's class. I thank you for coming and sharing this topic with me. So I wish you to have a good evening and I invite you to my future classes. If no questions, see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.